The concept of a jury is a fundamental pillar of the justice system in many countries. Typically consisting of 12 members, jurors are selected to represent a cross section of society and are entrusted with the responsibility of remaining impartial and fair. They listen attentively to the evidence presented in court, critically analyze witness testimonies, and deliberate among themselves to reach an unanimous or majority decision. With the burden of proof resting on the prosecution, jurors meticulously weigh the credibility and strength of the evidence, ensuring that the accused is only convicted if guilt is established beyond a reasonable doubt. The diversity of perspectives brought by the jurors enrich the deliberation process, as they collectively draw upon their varied backgrounds and experience to arrive at a just verdict. The role of a jury is essential in upholding the principle of fairness, justice, and the right to a fair trial. 12 jurors are about to make a decision about a murder case. Overall, it seems like an open and shut case with tons of evidence that would make any good man look guilty. An 18-year-old boy is about to be put to death if convicted. 11 of the men vote guilty, only one vote hold them back, and they have to discuss the trial once again due to a one vote being not guilty. In today's video, we will be talking about 12 Angry Men. 12 Angry Men is a 1957 American courtroom drama film directed by Sidney Lumet, who is well known for directing Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico, and Murder on the Orient Express. The film was adapted from a 1954 teleplay of the same name by Reginald Rose. It is regarded by many as one of the greatest films ever made. In 2007, it was selected for the preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Additionally, it was selected as the second best courtroom drama ever by the American Film Institute, of course after To Kill a Mockingbird.
You've listened to a long and complex case, murder in the first degree. A premeditated murder is the most serious charge tried in our criminal courts. You've listened to the testimony. You've had the law read to you and interpreted as it applies in this case. It's now your duty to sit down and try and separate the facts from the fancy. One man is dead. Another man's life is at stake.
In the hot jury room of the New York County Courthouse, a jury prepares to deliberate the case of an impoverished teenage accused of stabbing his abusive father to death. The judge instructs the jury that if there is any reasonable doubt, the jurors are to return a verdict of not guilty. If found guilty, the defendant will receive a mandatory death sentence via the electric chair. The verdict must be unanimous. In a preliminary vote, all jurors vote guilty except Juror 8, who believes that there should be some discussion before the verdict is made. He says he cannot vote guilty because reasonable doubt exists. With his first few arguments seemingly failing to convince any of the other jurors, Juror 8 suggests a secret ballot, from which he will abstain if all the other jurors still vote guilty. He will acquiesce. The ballot reveals one not guilty vote. Juror 9 reveals that he changed his vote. He respects Juror 8's motive and agrees that there should be more discussion.
This gentleman has been standing alone against us. Now, he doesn't say the boy is not guilty. He just isn't sure. Well, it's not easy to stand alone against the ridicule of others, so he gambled for support, and I gave it to him. I respect his motives. But the boy in trial is probably guilty, but I want to hear more.
On paper, this courtroom drama had little to get excited about. A one-room setting, a dozen old-timers spouting off, a first-time film director, kinda sound boring. But on film, 12 Angry Men is transformed into a superlative brew of acting prowess and dynamic directions, and could stand as a screenwriting masterclass in the development of character and plot without resorting to the big stunts, grandiose location, or special effect. On the surface, it might seem that spending an hour and a half listening to men talking could provide a rather dull cinematic experience. However, the stakes of those deliberations are so high, the personalities of the jurors so forceful, and the arguments so filled with importance that there is no instant in which boredom threatens. We are also told that this is the hottest day of summer, the fan isn't working, sweat glistens on faces and drip from brows. We find ourselves sweating it out with the jury as the heat rises, literally and metaphorically, among the men as they make their way towards their final verdict. The film provides a realistic depiction of the jury deliberation process and the dynamic that unfold within the confines of a jury room. It offers insight into the challenges and pressure faced by jurors as they navigate through the complexities of a murder trial.
You vote not guilty.
Well, there were 11 votes for guilty. It's not easy to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Well, now, who says it's easy?
No one.
What, just because I voted fast? I honestly think the guy's guilty. Couldn't change my mind if you talked for 100 years.
The film shows us nothing of the trial itself except for the judge's non-interest, almost bored charge to the jury. His tone of voice indicates the verdict is a foregone conclusion. We hear neither prosecutor nor defense attorney and learn of the evidence only second-hand as the jurors debate it. Most courtroom movies feel it necessary to end with a clear-cut verdict, but 12 Angry Men never stated whether the defendant is innocent or guilty. It is about whether the jury has a reasonable doubt about his guilt.
I bet you $5,000 I'd remember the movies I saw. I'm telling you, everything that's gone on has been twisted and turned. This business with the glasses? How do you know she didn't have them on? This woman testified in open court.
12 Angry Men delves into the complexities of a human nature, exploring the biases, prejudices, and personal experience that can influence judgment and decision making. It also explores the importance of empathy and compassion in the pursuit of justice. It emphasizes the significance of understanding and considering the lives and circumstances of the individuals involved in a case, highlighting the human aspect of the legal process. The film challenges the audience's preconceived notions and biases by exploring the themes of prejudice and stereotype. It exposes the danger of making hasty judgment based on assumption and encourages viewers to examine their own biases. It is not about solving the crime, it's about sending a young man to die.
We're talking about somebody's life here. We can't decide it in 5 minutes, supposing we're wrong.
Supposing we're wrong. Supposing this whole building should fall down on my head, you can suppose anything.
That's right.
12 Angry Men incorporates subtle symbolism to enrich the storytelling and deepen the thematic exploration. For example, the rising temperature in the jury rooms mirrors the increased tension and conflict among the jurors, symbolizing the pressure and intensity of their deliberation. The window. The window in the jury room offers a glimpse into the outside world, symbolizing the broader society beyond the confines of the room. It represents the outside pressures and influence that the jurors must contend with as they grapple with their responsibilities.
Again, I beg pardon.
I beg pardon. What are you so polite about?
For the same reason you're not. It's the way I was brought up.
The film's greatness lies in its bringing together of 12 different men who has never met each other before, and the interaction of their characters as each man brings his own background and life experience into the case. Thus, we have the hesitant football coach, the shy, uncertain bank clerk, the aggressive coal company director, the authoritative broker, the self-conscious slum dweller, the solid, dependable painter, the selfish salesman, the calm, collected architect, the thoughtful, observant older man, the racially bigoted garage owner, the East European watchmaker, and the beefcake advertising agent who has plenty of chat and little else. The cast all give incredible performances. Each one of them managed to craft a three-dimensional believable character in a limited amount of time. It's amazing that even though we aren't told what any of the jurors' full names are, we are still able to understand their motivations and worldview. I believe that monologue acting is quite a bit simpler than real reactive ensemble acting. Most of what we see today is monologues pretending to be a conversations, but in this film we have utter mastery of throwing emotions. Once the air becomes filled with human essence, it is hard to not get soaked ourselves as the camera moves through the thick atmosphere. Yes, there are slight differences in how each actor projects, but the ensemble presents one vision to the audience. Sidney Lumet deserves praise for his exceptional work in bringing the film to life. Lumet employs a variety of cinematic techniques to enhance the storytelling and intensify the drama. His use of close-ups, camera angles, and shot compositions add visual interest and help to convey the emotional states of the characters. The deliberate choices he made with lighting and camera movement heighten the tension within the room. Lumet's direction in 12 Angry Men has had a lasting impact on the film industry. The film continues to be celebrated as a landmark in the courtroom drama genre and has influenced subsequent work within the genre. Lumet's skillful direction has solidified this film's status as a classic.
There's an enormous technical end that you know about, and I think all of the people that we're talking about, all of the people that we mentioned, knew their technique thoroughly. But then it comes down to the same thing that's true in your work or anybody else's work. What do you care about? What are you about? What's your life about? And that's the toughest part, because without what's in you being up there, it doesn't much matter who did it.
For Sidney Lumet, born in 1924, 12 Angry Men was the beginning of a film career that has often sought controversial issues. Consider this title from among his films: Failsafe is about accidental nuclear war, Serpico is about police corruption, Dog Day Afternoon is about homosexuality, Network is about the decay of TV news, The Verdict is about alcoholism and malpractice, Daniel is about a son punished for the sin of his parents, Running on Empty is about radical fugitives. If Lumet is not among the most famous of American directors, that is only because he ranges so widely he cannot be categorized. Few filmmakers have been so consistently respectful of the audience's intelligence. In conclusion, 12 Angry Men is a timeless masterpiece that continues to captivate audiences with its compelling storytelling, powerful performances, and thought-provoking exploration of justice, prejudice, and human nature. Directed by Sidney Lumet, the film expertly navigates the dynamics of deliberating jury, revealing the complexity of a group psychology and the impact of personal biases on the pursuit of truth. Lumet's skillfully direction, combined with the stellar ensemble cast, bring depth and authenticity to each character, driving the narrative forward with intense dialogue and gripping emotional dynamics. The film's realistic portrayal of a courtroom trial, attention to reasoning and logic, and its ability to tackle social issues with subtlety and nuance add to its credibility and lasting relevance. Despite being released in 1957, 12 Angry Men remains relevant today. Its exploration of prejudice, group dynamics, and the pursuit of justice continue to resonate with the audience, highlighting the enduring power of its themes. You cannot be a film enthusiast if you do not consider 12 Angry Men as your at least top 100 film of all time. Guys, what do you think about 12 Angry Men? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Do you see it as one of the greatest courtroom film like I do, or do you have another way of looking at it? Let me know that kind of stuff in the comment below. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Dog out.